And our black claps. Hey, we are back. New year, same us. What, you got a New Year resolution?
To take everything personally. I'm taking everything personal. I'm not giving anybody grace.
There's
no patience being given in 2023.
Uh-oh. That's not good, brother.
I mean, that depends on who you ask and what perspective you looking at it from.
Welcome to This Week in White Supremacy. My name is Jasiri X. I'm co-founder and CEO of One Hood Media. And to my immediate right,
it's your girl. It's Miracle. Big blessing.
Yes.
You know, enjoying.
Hashtag big blessing.
Hashtag big blessing.
Yep.
Hey.
I like that.
Fresh back. Are you happy to be back?
No. I cried.
But it's 60 degrees. It's 60 degrees.
It was sunny and beautiful. The skies are blue. I landed in fog and rain.
One thing Pittsburgh gonna do is rain.
Facts.
I said, so what have I done to myself?
Yes.
But it's okay because we're making moves to expand. So we can be in places where it's sunny all the time.
Absolutely. And my
it's
brother.
Your boy, Treble, never like supremacy.
Yes.
Niggas love sleep. You know
wow. Yeah. Did you get a lot? Okay,
yes.
cool.
Yes,
you got a lot of sleep. All right, dope. And Mr. Personal, do you have some new year?
You know what? I should have thought of something.
You should have thought some new.
I could have came up with some on the fly. I guess
new alliterations for the new year.
The perennial pessimist. There you go. Yeah. The velvet voice villain, the supreme Asiatic, intelligently divine.
And you're fully healed now, right?
It took for. Listen, I spent my New Year's Eve with food poisoning.
Wow.
Damn.
All right, hugged up on the toilet,
That's not good.
Trash.
Yeah, that's
and
terrible.
then the first 9 days of my break. Sick with a respiratory infection.
Yeah.
Trash.
Yeah.
That's why I'm taking everything personal in 2023.
Okay. Well, I mean, you didn't bring the year in the best. But,
no, I didn't. But you know what?
Yeah.
Fuck it. We here.
We'll
do it live. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Yeah. We'll do it live. You know, I've been watching this documentary on the Murdochs.
Okay.
Pretty fascinating, particularly if you watch Succession.
Rupert Murdoch?
Yeah, and his family, particularly if you watch Succession, it's pretty fascinating.
Well, isn't his daughter, where is his niece, the girl that was on Fringe?
I have no idea. I just know that his family is a lot like the show. I mean,
I still have yet to watch Succession.
It's a pretty fascinating breakdown. But yeah, I mean, and unfortunately, you know, the new year hasn't been off to the greatest start.
No, it hasn't.
You know, we lost Gangsta Boo. You know,
God bless the dead.
Definitely a pioneer in hip hop. Representing Memphis, Tennessee. May she rest in power. You know, we lost like Franco right before the year. There was a lot of the brother from Earth, Wind and Fire. It's been a lot of, and you know, last night, and you know, we record on Tuesday. For those that don't know, was the Monday Night Football game where we saw this horrific, you know, injury or play take place. With our brother from Pittsburgh, right?
Demar Hamlin, 3.
Yeah, our brother Demar Hamlin from McKees Rocks, graduated from Central Catholic,
went to Pitt.
Yeah, just a homegrown
hero.
talent. Yeah, that made it to the league, and so you know he ended up going into cardiac arrest on the field, and thankfully I think they said at one point his heart stopped. They were able to revive him.
Yeah.
He's still in critical condition. We definitely are praying for the brother. And you know the NFL and I don't know if this has ever happened before.
Not in our lifetime.
Yeah, where they just stopped the game and shout out to whoever on the teams that made that decision, right? Because from what we were told, the NFL said y'all got 5 minutes to get it together and go back and play the game, and that whether it was the coaches or the teams made a decision and they were like, no, this isn't somebody like hurting their leg or hurting their knee. This is, you know, a brother, a friend, a colleague, whose life is in balance. And so they made a decision to not play the game and to end the game at that point, even though it took a while, I guess. Well, I mean, once the players and the team say, we're not going back on the field, there's nothing that the NFL can do at that point. And that kind of shows kind of the power of collective worker solidarity, right? Once the people that play the game say, we're not going to play.
Right.
The NFL had no choice then but to postpone the game. But there were people who, despite, our brother Demar's life being in the balance, didn't care. Well, at least that's how it seemed. Mm-hmm. And the most known tweet that went out came from Skip Bayless. I would call Skip Bayless a professional troll.
At this point in his career? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. To me, with white supremacist overtones.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And so he infamously, attacks LeBron at every turn, even though you could argue he's one of the greatest basketball players of all time. He does a lot of antics.
Yeah, and he's had a run the past couple of weeks where he's looked really terrible.
Yes, absolutely.
Opposite of black athletes and black color commentators.
Right. Particularly, his partner Shannon Sharp questioned his playing ability to the point where Shannon Sharp,
took his glasses off.
Yeah, and it's like
Uncle Shannon took the glasses off.
If you're a black person that has worked with white people that have stepped over the line, it was such a familiar sight to where you got to kind of say, hey, listen, you know what I'm saying? This is beyond. This isn't a professional thing at this point.
Nah, this is
you're
personal.
Attacking me as a person, but then he was like, put your glasses back on, and you know what I'm saying. Yeah. So. Skip Bayless tweeted out, again, as people were, we didn't know whether Demar was going to make it off the field at that point. Skip Bayless tweets out, no doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of the game, but how? This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome, which suddenly seems so irrelevant. And of course, thankfully, and I think I saw you tweeted something out like bullying works, miracle, like that people rained down on him.
Right.
About
justifiably so.
100%. Because at this point, fuck the game, right? 1,000%. A human being is on the field and his life could be lost. Mm-hmm. Who cares about who wins or lose a game at that point? You know what I'm saying? And so to in that miss, but that's just kind of like how white supremacy works. It was a black man laying down there, and if you
imagine if that was Tom Brady laying down there.
If it was Tom Brady, he'd probably be demanding the game be postponed. He'd probably be crying.
And that, if you've ever been in a locker room or played organized sports at any level, one of the first things that coaches tell you at the beginning of the season, this is a family, right?
Right.
You treat this as a family.
Right.
And to see somebody down there like that, of course they're going to stop. And you had said colleagues, these are still employees.
Right. Yeah.
They see someone in that position, it's going to shake everybody up. No one's going to be in the mind frame to play football after, because it wasn't like it was something that was catastrophic. It looked innocuous.
Yeah.
And that was what made it more alarming. It was like, this is a routine tackle.
Right.
And then it's like, what happened? No one's thinking about playing football at this point.
Well, but it's like that's if you see the humanity.
That's right. With the auspices that you recognize that these are human beings.
Right.
That it's more than athletics.
And just like the two right after Skip's tweet, the two responses that come up in my Twitter feed. One was Nina Turner, who says this goes to show how some dehumanize professional athletes, especially black athletes. These athletes are people with family. They are people, not bodies
on the sidelines.
Right. And what she says they are people, not bodies meant for entertainment. Mm-hmm. And then the second one came from Questlove, who simply said he is a human being, man, damn. And so I think oftentimes when when you have your Skip Baylesses of the world, oftentimes they're not looking at black athletes for their humanity, right? They're not, because even if you took LeBron, for example, when you see the humane things that he's done off the field, right? Even building a school, right? You would think that alone would give some grace if we're looking at a person in their totality, but oftentimes they're reduced to how many tackles did you get, right? How many catches did you make? How many, interceptions did you get, right? And so in this moment, thankfully people did, come down on him. And then I guess he tweeted something out about I apologize, or I should probably find that tweet, but I did want to bring. Oh, what did he?
He said, "Nothing is more important than that young man's health. That was the point of my last tweet. I'm sorry if that was misunderstood, but his health is all that matters. Again, everything else is irrelevant. I prayed for him and will continue to."
Well, I mean, it wasn't irrelevant 5 minutes when you talked about how could they consider postponing the game. You know what I'm saying? Did you have any thoughts about this miracle?
Yeah, it was weird to watch it in real time and to have a conversation about like what's happening, because I don't think people realize how intensive CPR is. Like, it's just not somebody. And so they literally were surrounding him, praying for him, watching people perform CPR for over 8 minutes. I'm not sure what the NFL protocols are, like health-wise, of when everything is happening. I think he was also like had AED shocked as well. So they're literally watching something that's like horrifyingly traumatic. And it was very interesting to see the people who were pushing, like, hey, something is wrong, cancel the game, push away. Then people like, oh, it's just life, keep going, keep moving. Yeah. And I think we have, and we talked about this at the very beginning of 2020 with George Floyd, a large part of our population is desensitized to seeing Black people in pain and thinking that it's problematic. A lot of people are just used to seeing Black people suffering. True. And that's how we use media to depict a whole continent of Africa. Like, how do we depict Africans every day? True. How do we depict poor Black people? And so I think people like Skip are struggling with how to see $1 billion franchise take a pause for just one Black life.
Wow, that is that's an incredible. I mean, we have we also have a thing about claps. Yeah.
But I wanted to give the real. Yeah, give it the real. I had to give a soul clap.
That's a great breakdown, because it puts it in perspective, right? Because like you said, we're looking at it particularly as Black people who maybe have been athletes or know athletes, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like these are like, and like you said, like Demar's from Pittsburgh. He's connected to this community in a very real way. It's people that know. It's people that we know that know him. You know what I'm saying? That know him personally.
Yeah. I got friends that taught him.
Right. That know him personally. So we hold it a little bit more personally, but at the same time, the NFL is a multi-billion-dollar business. They're looking at, the playoffs are coming up. They're looking at the billions of dollars they're going to make. Do the people in the stadium, do their tickets get refunded? Do the people who bet on the game, so like a lot of times they're looking at it through that lens, and it shows you how, it kind of, to me, in some way, like highlights our value in a sense. And then it also highlights like the danger that these athletes like put their, they go out there, and it becomes, you have athletes, many, particularly in the NFL, that have, debilitating injury, like have injuries for life. Yeah. Like that after they play the NFL, they can't walk. I saw, I can't remember what athlete it was, but he was talking about he can't like play with his children.
Right, yeah. I mean, there's been been so many. I know Super Bowl MVP Santonio Holmes has said on numerous occasions that he can't walk down the steps without getting dizzy. Right, he has to hold on to the banister. Right. Dennis Dixon, who was drafted by the Steelers, but also drafted by the Cincinnati Reds, says he wishes he would have stuck with baseball and not play football. There's a lot of. Football is gladiatorial, and I think that's where Skip Bayless was coming from. Was looking at this as this is what these players sign up for. And it's sacrificial because
I'm not saying
I'm not agreeing. I'm saying this is where he's coming from.
Yeah, and I wasn't disagreeing with you. I was disagreeing with that.
Yeah, and Black men communication.
And yes, but Football is sacrificial. You do leave with a
100%.
little
Yeah.
bit less of yourself
True.
every time you step onto that field.
True.
And that's where people in like Miracle highlighted aren't overstanding about this process and like what they're just looking at this as an athletic contest. Like these players still have livelihoods that exist after football. And that's being removed from it because, like, his parents had to see that shit.
Right, yeah.
They're
right.
on the
Family,
sidelines,
friends,
right? Yeah, like, people got to see that. And, like,
Yeah.
you know, just think of it from a fan perspective. Like, when you see your favorite player go down, you take a breath.
Yeah.
And you're just invested emotionally. You don't have a personal connection
Right.
more time with this athlete, with
Right.
this human. And to have your mom or somebody there and watch that shit,
Yeah.
it's fucking mad, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think this also goes to highlight how a lot of these corporations really aren't prepared to deal with real world
great point.
situations.
Come on, man.
Excellent
Because all they know is exploiting labor. Because the NFL, as it
how you
stands,
become a
does not
billionaire.
have a protocol about what to do when people are injured, what to do when people possibly may die on the field. And I forgot her name. She was going viral. I want to say her name was Lisa, but it may not be her name. But she was ESPN reporter, and she was saying, you know, usually when athletes get hurt, we're used to seeing them wave, do the peace sign, the thumbs up sign. We have come to expect our athletes to get hurt and get back up. And we're, I think his name was Tua, Tua.
Yeah, Tua.
Tua.
People were pointing out, like, see, he's had 3 concussions just this season and possibly played 1 game while still concussed. That we
Lisa
have,
Salters. So you were right, Lisa Salters. Yeah.
that we have grown accustomed and to almost expect not only athletes but our own community members to work through sickness.
Yeah.
To like grind till you get it. You know, you sleep when you're dead.
Yeah.
And we've created this atmosphere where it's like, okay, someone's about to die. Do we still be entertained, or do we be a human? And the fact that we're at this point in society, you can't just blame it on Skip or the NFL. I think Roger Goodell has a lot to be responsible for.
Absolutely.
Right.
But this is like, I think, on all of us, because it was weird, and we shouldn't. People were putting the hit on social media, like for views and stuff, and it was just like, at what point have we just been so desensitized that we don't even see the humanity in a very violent and traumatic situation?
One final thing I'll say before we play Skip's response is Crocodile Tears was like, there was a whole blockbuster film made off of this.
In Pittsburgh. Are you talking about that film?
I'm talking about Any Given Sunday.
Oh.
The NFL tried to prevent Any Given Sunday from coming out.
Yeah, true.
And it's because it showed this very thing.
Right,
it highlighted
right.
that there's like no respect given to these players. That it's just like pump them up with drugs.
Yeah.
Don't listen to them when they're hurt. Force them to go play.
Right. I thought you meant concussion. Which
concussion. Well, I forgot
that
about
the NFL
concussion.
tried to prevent that as well.
I mean, that accent was horrible. But beyond that, I'm sorry, I couldn't get to the movie. I was like, you know what? I would.
That's
feel
the
so
whole reason I
offended.
didn't want to watch it.
I would feel
Will Smith.
offended. You know, shout out to Will though.
Yeah,
but
he thought he was going to come up with an Oscar for that, but it didn't.
But
It worked to his advantage.
But Any Given Sunday, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
like, that was the.
I just watched it the other day.
Yeah, and I think to touch on that, you know, like you were saying, like, I know there was an open call to like stop sharing the video.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it
yeah.
because
Booby Miles was like, "Yo, stop sharing my brother."
A bunch of
getting
people
hit.
did.
Who's
I
also
reported a whole bunch
you
of
know,
folks.
also from Pittsburgh. and report them. You know what I'm saying? Report. I mean, although you know Twitter nowadays, I mean, who cares? But I mean, you know, even though Elon don't care.
Yeah,
but
that lawless land.
Yeah, but because I was asleep while this, you know, I woke up at like 1 a.m. to this news. I don't want to watch it. Like I don't have a desire to go. I remain in prayer. I didn't try to go and see what happened or what the hit
I was watching
like.
the game and I missed it. I'm like, I didn't know what happened. It just looked so routine, and it wasn't until they replayed it. And I was like, did he just fall?
Yeah,
like, I was confused, and then But so we're gonna play.
But I did want to just say to Miracle's point that not only. Well, yeah, let's I did want to talk about, the NFL has had this history of not only not having a health plan in place for players, but actively trying to prevent, like, studies about how these hits have affected players. Remember, it wasn't just but a year ago where we found out that black players were judged differently. Remember on the
CTE,
right, the concussion scale or whatever, because supposedly black players
were less intelligent.
Right, in their mind were less intelligent. And so they had to, this was last year. So they had to actually settle a suit, you know what I'm saying? Because it was racial bias in the concussion. So, so it said black football players were denied payments up to $1 billion that had dementia over the use of what was called race norming in dementia testing, which assumed that black people have a lower cognitive baseline score, making it harder for them to show mental declines linked to football. And so this was a thing where the NFL had to be taken to court. Remember, they didn't want the movie Concussion to come out. They didn't want to, they were denying any link to players being concussed and, memory loss or CTE. They were denying any links. And so, again, I think it goes back to Miracle's great point around this is oftentimes how corporations work, right? They exploit workers. If you're $1 billion corporation, it's more than likely because you are exploiting workers. You know what I'm saying? Thankfully, Demar is alive, although in critical condition. So we definitely want to say prayers. And before you play this, I called this.
What?
Prior to us seeing this video, I said Skip Bayless was going to come with some tears.
Oh, I wasn't in the room yet. Yeah.
Oh, you weren't in the room?
No,
I said
he
is going to show some tears.
He's going to carry this shit.
Yeah, I mean, right. Because then when you cry, then it's about you. Oh, I didn't mean. And now you're the victim. Now we bullied.
Some bullying
Skip
works.
Bayless.
Some people need to be bullied. Okay.
So here's Skip Bayless's response to the storm of people that really forced him to make this additional statement about our brother Demar and what happened
during all of this.
Jen, allow me to say up front that I apologize for what we're going to set out to do here today if it offends anyone, because we're going to try to do the show pretty much as we usually do the show. But I'll admit up front, I'm still shook up by what happened last night to Demar Hamlin. In fact, I'm still wrecked. In fact, I'm not sure I'm capable of doing this show today.
Get the fuck out. Shut the hell up.
After
you know what I'm saying?
Sleeping on
He's always extra.
Now you can't do your show. But you wanted to, can you pause that for a second? Can you just, you wanted the NFL to keep playing while this brother was on the field getting CPR, but now you can't do your show. You know what I'm saying? That's,
We're having technical difficulties.
It's fine.
I mean,
the caucasity of it for me.
It's the caucasity of it. Yeah,
There's an adapter over there that might work easier on the
we're just
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Yeah. We're just gonna do it live. But that's the thing. You're gonna make it if you can find an adapter to this, Austin. You're gonna make it about you.
Yeah.
And I wasn't gonna do, but you knew you had to come in to do the show because you had to cry in front of the camera.
I wonder how many times, how much he rehearsed that in the dressing room.
I wonder if he has little pepper sprinkles.
100%.
Yeah,
Did you right?
He
a
was
menthol or something. Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the movie The Glass Onion where he put the stuff in his eyes. You probably put some stuff in your eyes.
No spoiler alert. No
spoiler alert. Yeah. But and that's the thing. I just I had to stop it because it's like now you can't. You wanted the NFL to continue. You wanted them to continue playing despite what happened to his brother. But now you can't do your show.
Yeah. It's just like you're a sports journalist, right? And I emphasize the word journalist in there.
Yeah, put that in quotation.
Right. Journalist,
commentator.
You got all of these words, bro. There's so many things you could have said, and the infinite amount of wisdom that you claim to have, and all the words that you went to school to learn how to use and wield in this arena. You constantly choose the wrong shit to say all the fucking time, man. It's just like, yo, shut the. It's easy as that. Shut the fuck up, Skip.
But at the same time, right? It's like, if you're always choosing the wrong words, then it becomes purposeful.
It does.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because
and
that always
kind of what I was saying. That's kind of what I was saying.
100%. You're doing it on purpose. And then to go and to make it feel like you're so hurt now over what?
You
know
weren't
what I'm
on the
saying?
field?
No, yeah, right. You're so hurt now. You almost couldn't come in, and you want to cry. I mean, man,
This is one of the issues I got with non-athletic people talking about athletes. Like the most unathletic niggas always got the most shit to say. That shit really bothers me. It's like these motherfuckers have never played a down of football, probably since they was 12. And then all of a sudden become like this, this all omnipotent force of football knowledge.
But I mean, you can know. I mean, there's coaches that have in place, so you can know the game.
You can know the game, right?
and not necessarily be as athletic. However,
but that's a smaller circumstance of people.
But however, I think when you play, particularly if you play sports at that level, kind of like what you said, you understand the brotherhood of it.
Right, yeah, there's camaraderie.
Even if you're competing against somebody, you don't want them to be, you don't want to end somebody's career. You don't want them to be hurt. You don't want to, you want them to come back and play you. You want to face the best, and all of that. So I don't know. It's just another, like you said, it's some Karen shit. Like now you want to make this about you and your feelings. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just like, it would have been better if you just came and apologized and said, you know what?
I fucked up.
I was wrong. I shouldn't have tweeted that. I'm going to just say outright, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to make a donation to, the brothers GoFundMe from my own pocket. And then like we could move on. But this crying and, oh, you're so hurt and you don't care about, come on, man.
Should have got on his
bullshit.
Ruben Stutter to give us his apology for 23.
I'm sorry.
100%.
I'm sorry, bro. That's my apology for 23. Skip Bayless. Come on, man.
That's what I was going to say that annoys me the most is the arrogance of white tears. It's like when they do wrong, for some reason, they don't want to confront what they did wrong without making it all about them. Oh, my needs and my feelings. I'm so sorry if I offended anyone. It's like, no, bro, stop making it about you. Humble yourself and realize there's a bigger picture that doesn't involve you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Right. And it's like, that because that's oftentimes what happens. Like you're caught being racist and then you want to cry. Oh my God. Because now you see like, here's Skip seeing maybe possibly his career in the balance. You know what I'm saying? Over something like this. Now, you know what I'm saying? Oof. Yeah.
But, as a proud colorist, I just want to uplift what Shannon Sharp said, because as a, Team Shay Shay member, at the same time that this was happening, Uncle Shannon said, please keep Demar Hamlin and his family in your thoughts and prayers. Yes. NFL doesn't have a manual on how to proceed after an incident like this. So you can talk about the person as well as the business at the same time when you center people and care about people first. And I hope that Shannon is really behind the scenes getting Skip together in ways that we cannot, see or fathom. Because it's got to be hard to go to work with someone who, like if you died, they would probably just go on as business as usual.
100%. Yeah. I mean, and that's unfortunately the reality. Most people that work, you kind of like, I think you said it best. I mean, you work for corporations that really, your value is what money you can generate for them. And then when you die, they're going to just move on. You know what I'm saying? And oftentimes, the NFL has a history of players. I think the average length of time is 3 years.
Yeah,
in the NFL.
Yeah, 3 seasons, 3 to 5 seasons is your average career length.
And then it's like, like I said, the NFL actively tried to deny players, pensions and health benefits and all this thing, despite being a $1 billion nonprofit. Right. That's another thing that's kind of crazy. The NFL is a nonprofit.
Is that still their status, or they just?
No, that's still their status.
Okay.
And literally, they could have their own medical facilities doing their own research. They probably could have spearheaded like Alzheimer's research.
Well, they do, but they keep it sequestered, and that's why you have to bring in other.
Correct, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying they could have been like a St. Joe's or a UPMC, or
a VA.
That too, but they could have been making a lot of groundbreaking changes if they
100%.
actually cared about the longevity
That's a
of their,
great point.
of their players,
If
right?
they
Because
actually cared.
you have people, you're getting them at their best. So you do all these fitness tests, you have all these metrics and markers, you have so much data that you really,
Miracle's
and
on
then you
fire
would
today,
have
man.
Yeah.
another financial stream of income because the medical field is very
Absolutely.
lucrative, and you could have a whole research team and all of this type of stuff.
Right.
But it's like you don't care, so you just don't take that extra step, and it's very sad and unfortunate.
Also, Miracle, I mean, it's like to you, like your concern is, as the NFL, their concern is the product on the field and how exciting it is and how many people they can get. NFL
People
now,
watch dogs run across.
But no, I mean, I would
the
say-
dog. Have you ever watched the Doggy Super Bowl?
I don't.
There is Doggy Super
Puppy Bowl?
the Puppy
I mean,
Bowl.
Puppy Bowl, yeah.
Yes,
I
and-
like dogs, but
You
not
never
that
watched the
much.
Great Westminster Dog Show?
Not for a while. But what I was gonna say is I get, the NFL has to deal with Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
To where now Nick, they have like
You got
a
Patrick.
child.
Patrick was
Yeah,
commentating the
right,
game, bro.
right. Patrick and SpongeBob from
He was
SpongeBob.
shitting on Russell.
Russell Wilson. Yeah. So the NFL is like, how do we get more eyes? And so because I think if the NFL spent that time and really did that, you know what they will find? They will find out nobody should be playing football.
Right.
Because it hurts your brain too much. It hurts your limbs and your back. All of these things, they will find out that this is an unsustainable model for human beings to play. And so they can't do that because there's too much money to make. And so they don't make those investments. And so, in fact, they've done the opposite. They bought doctors to argue against the facts. You know what I'm saying? That's what they've done. I mean, but this is what, unfortunately, this is capitalism at its finest.
And the things that people like to see about the
I
football
hope
game.
everybody's taking this in, because this is a fucking great way to start the year off with this
100%.
week in White
I'm not like
Supremacy,
the
man.
biggest sports person. Like I go and I watch the pregame and I'm like, who has the best story? And that's who I root for. Like, those pieces that they do.
Yeah.
That's how I
like
look
those.
at it.
I like those.
I used to watch for the celebrations, right? And then
Yeah.
the NFL said you can't celebrate anymore.
Yeah.
I used to watch for the sideline antics, and then the NFL said the more you act up, the more you're going to find you. So all the fun things that you used to watch football for, they banned it. Right?
Yeah.
And so I think if the NFL wants to go back and have that party atmosphere, like if you compare it to soccer, not my fave, but it's the people in the stands that make the game and the antics and stuff is going on.
So, but this is the question, and now we're getting deep into this white supremacist
man.
stuff. Why did they ban it? Because white people had a problem with how these black athletes were celebrating these touchdowns. And there was it's the same way that the NBA instituted a dress code, because the older white fan, who really is the one that has the money to go to the games, didn't like Allen Iverson showing up with chains on and some baggy jeans.
Donald
you know what I'm saying?
Sterling implemented the dress code.
100%. Right. So this is white
I
supremacy.
bet he
saying,
regrets that every time he sees those players walking now. Because he's like, what is
Yeah. But I mean, so that's why we didn't see when they did do all the celebrations. That's why they canceled them. And the wild part is when you said you look for the best story, it made me think of what you sent yesterday, where, as people were talking about Demar Hamlin, there was a newspaper called the Observer Dispatch.
Yeah.
And their headline was
Atrocious.
Demar Hamlin overcame losing friends to shooting deaths and his dad in prison to make the NFL. It was like, that's what you chose. But oftentimes, that's the story. When it's a black athlete, you always want to pull up the most negative aspects of their lives.
And it took them probably a good 20, 30 minutes to do that dive because it came out after the fact. But you easily could have highlighted his non-for-profit, his charity, all his philanthropic endeavors.
100%.
Like, if you found that
His
out,
commitment to God.
you
I mean,
could have found out everything else in that same amount of time. But that's what you decided to run with, some clickbait bullshit.
Yep.
Over the fact that you're capitalizing off of black pain, right? That's really what it
Literally,
is.
like double.
Literally,
You know what I'm saying?
literally capitalizing off black pain, and figuratively and metaphorically speaking, and it's just fucking disgusting, man.
Worse.
Damn.
Yeah, man, it's
Damn,
bad,
damn.
and I mean, it is.
Damn.
It does cause you, I think, I'm a sports fan. I'm a.
I wonder what the Players Association is going to do after
I
the
like
season.
Cam Newton. I like Reggie Bush. So I fought like players.
I mean, they don't play anymore. Though.
I
They're
know.
gone. They're gone. I mean, they were good in their time.
I like
been
to
gone.
follow like different. So
Yeah.
like, I can't give you stats, right?
Right.
I'd be like, oh my gosh, did you see that person do anything, or did
Right,
you see the TikTok of the Steelers dancing in the locker room?
Yeah,
they were so
yeah,
happy.
yeah.
That's the stuff I can tell you about.
I'm saying, like, as a sports, and I'm a sports fan. I probably go to ESPN every day. I like, outside of hockey, I'm basketball.
Yeah.
Football. I'm a big football, college, pro. But it causes even me to like say, like, I need to really reevaluate as a sports fan, like how I see this and like my relationship to this, because at the end of the day, like, it like part of my fandom, like.
It's the calls coming from inside the house.
The end of the day is funny. It's like I uphold this, right? And so it's like, how can it's like, okay, well, I'm because the playoffs are going to come. What I mean? It's like, how soon will we forget about this? Particularly the Steelers make the playoffs. There's going to be flags everywhere, terrible towels everywhere, and I think we have to really begin to say, like, how can we as people that are fans of the game, like, what ways can we support players? Can we support like the players' rights? You know what I'm saying? Can we? And so I just think, like, for me, it's like I have to be a more intelligent, more compassionate fan, right? And I have to be somebody that like is in solidarity with the players, which are the workers, right? And making sure that how can I make sure that they are like, that this doesn't happen again, and they're treated with, there is a plan for this, right? And they're treated in a way where they get benefits after the fact and all that. So that's just something I'm looking at as I encourage other sports fans to really begin to think about and consider.
Yeah, I wanna go back to that article that you read the headline of,
Right?
And I want to highlight the negative impact that has on young people who read shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I interact with a lot of young people who feel as though the mark of their success has to come from this extreme struggle.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
Everyone's trying to get it out the mud. You know what I'm saying? So when headlines like that come out, you have young black people reading shit like that and thinking, oh, that's how my life story has to go.
100%.
I have to be in some street shit. I have to lose people to this street shit. I have to have some part of my story that seems as though I went from rags to riches.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of just being like, listen, bro, because I know some young black kids that live in my Washington, middle class kids who choose the struggle lifestyle, like their moms didn't break their backs to get them in a better position.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, that's an excellent point. And again, I think that's that singular story that you hear about black people, right? And it's rare that you hear about like the black, the black family that came from a middle class, or the fathers that took time with their sons. Like we don't really hear those stories, right? It's like when it's and we saw that with the brother who's the Steelers running back, right? It was like every single story was like he was homeless. It was like they drilled down on that, not like the efforts that his family made to get him in the position that he is now. And it's kind of like they trauma porn, right? It's black pain for for money and for ratings, you know what I'm saying? And I think like for us, it's about like, like how do we get ours, you know what I'm saying? And apparently how we get ours, and I didn't see this coming in 2023, but apparently getting ours starts with Benedict Cumberbatch. Like who would have known? Who would have known that the reparations movement would begin with Doctor Strange, right?
Sherlock Holmes, Doctor Strange. Jesus.
Nepo babies.
So for those that don't know, Benedict, and I did not know, I didn't know that Benedict Cumberbatch's families. They
had a Cumberbatch of slaves. Oh, fuck.
Oh, that's terrible.
You know he had that one in the pocket. You know he was like, I can't wait.
Wallahi, that just came right up there, bro.
Like,
Pop, 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 pop.
that's the promo for this episode right there.
Oh my God.
That's the promo for this episode right there.
Cumberbatch does sound like use a slave master. That sound Benedict Cumberbatch sounds like a made up slave name. You know what I'm saying?
Here come Master Cumberbatch.
No.
Woo! So for those that
I am not amused.
for those that don't know, Benedict I can't even say
Doctor Strange.
Master Cumberbatch.
Oh, fuck.
Master Cumberbatch. Master Cumberbatch is hilarious.
Oh, man.
Benedict Cumberbatch's family owned slaves in Barbados. And it says that his family could now, Barbados, they took back the country, shout out to Barbados, you know what I'm saying? And it says that his family could face legal pressure to pay reparations over historical links to the Barbados slave trade, a report says. A Barbados task force is seeking reparations from descendants of wealthy slave owners.
They want the Eye Agamotto. They want the Infinity Stones. They want the cape, my nigga.
It says
they want the Crimson Bands, the Sidorak, all them shit. Run all them shits.
They want the powers, bro. They want it all. The time stone. It says Cumberbatch's ancestors owned a sugar plantation in Barbados that housed 250 slaves. And what was fascinating about this story is apparently somebody did some research and they said that his mother, it says Benedict Cumberbatch previously revealed his mother advised him not to use his real name for his career in fear of reparation claims due to the family's links to slavery. So they kind of even didn't. And then somebody tweeted, somebody tweeted the fact that he knew this was his family's history and still took that role in 12 Years a Slave. Ooh. He knew his ancestors would guide him on set. Yeah. So
ancestors guide my head.
Yes.
It is. No.
I didn't see 12 Years a Slave.
Me neither. I refused to watch it.
Yeah,
that was the
that
last.
And Django. I was like, I can't do it.
Django was great, but 12 Years. That was the last movie, and that was me trying to be a dad, like sitting my children down and saying like, this is what we went through, and that was the last one. I can't watch anymore. I did, but the brother who played the main role was incredible in it. I forget the brother's name.
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Yeah, he was magnificent. Lupita was great in it. Benedict, obviously, which I didn't know.
First-hand experience.
It was in his blood. I guess it was.
He was born to play that role.
So, any comments on Benedict?
One, at least his salary affords him the opportunity to pay the reparations.
100%.
So if I was Benedict, I would just give them the $4 million and be like,
is that all they're asking for?
That's what I read.
Just
like,
$4 million?
Like $4 million. I'm not sure.
That's too low.
I'm not sure. I would just be like,
hold
a whole healing circle.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was doing post 2020, but I hope he was like hosting some events, doing some unlearning.
That's a great question. Yeah.
It's funny because they said his mom told him not to use his name. He's been famous for at least like 5-10 years.
10 conservatively.
Yeah.
So he knew
in America, 10. Yeah.
He's a star.
He knew this was out there.
Yeah.
And didn't feel the need to get ahead of the story, which is very fascinating.
Very fascinating.
I think that's why he did all those movies.
Had to get his bread up. They coming for me.
They coming.
He knew it.
This is what's fascinating from the article. It also said that the Cumberbatch family made a fortune from the plantation. After slavery was abolished, the family received payment from the British government, a sum worth approximately $1 million in today's money. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So he said, I guess he told
The first people to get reparations.
Yeah, he damn, they got reparations, not the slaves, the families. He said to the Telegraph in 2018, "We have our past. You don't have to look far to see the slave owning past. We were part of the whole sugar industry, which is a shocker." So he's spoken about it.
A shocker, but not a disappointment.
Yeah, he said he portrayed a person in a 2006 movie called Amazing Grace, who was the character was trying to abolish slavery in Great Britain. He said he saw that role as sort of an apology. Nah, nigga, we need you to come up with the bread, man. Like, we need,
Listen,
I get it.
we don't need no roles, bro. We need you to come up with some money, you know what I'm saying?
damn.
Yeah, so
I do kind of like feel for him though, because it's like this is his family's
Legacy,
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
That he has to pay for now, which he can
100%.
because of the roles that he's done. But it's like, damn, man, like.
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say I would understand if he didn't give a direct apology since he's not directly responsible.
See, this is where
I don't.
This is where I look at it as it's like white people still benefit from slavery,
100%.
and this is your family.
He benefited.
You benefit. You
He
literally
was-
benefited.
He go to acting school and all of that.
I'm sure
like
he
you're-
probably was
you
raised
come
in
from wealth
Yeah.
because of slavery. So
Come from wealth,
while you
went to
didn't
the-
have a
I get
hand in
I
it,
see.
Yeah, went to the best school.
you benefited from this. Like
You-
you
yeah.
went. I think he went RADA, right? The Royal Academy for.
I don't know where he went.
Probably
I'm
went
just
to
saying-
RADA, which is
Yeah.
So
He
it's
had
like-
the best living, the best schools. Just like you said, he was afforded opportunities.
because of the capitalistic endeavors that your family took with human
Right.
trafficking.
And on the flip side, the black families, the black people in Barbados suffered
Right.
as a result of white people coming in and taking ownership of natural resources that came from their indigenous land.
Right.
You took the resources to use for your benefit. And so I think you said it, Miracle. He should have been ahead of this. Like, he should have been doing like reparations meetings. He should have been like speaking out, you know what I'm saying, on different things. He should have been putting money together. He should have already don't wait till they come. He should have been next to Rihanna in Barbados. Like, I'm here to help.
Nigga,
Like,
I saved you from Thanos. You worried about reparation? You worried about these niggas? You worry about these niggas? I saved you from Thanos.
yeah, it would be, and that's the thing. I'm not asking no other actors to have solidarity, but I would feel a little bit differently the next time I seen him on the set. If I was a black actor, like, hey, yo.
And he's playing a slave master again.
No, I mean, not even. I'm just, if you playing Doctor Strange,
We're gonna see Falcon versus Doctor Strange.
But it's like,
Phase
right,
5.
I would want to know, like, what are you gonna do? And I would want to say, like, hey, bro, like, you should, man, like, because like I said, that's what, a lot of times what white people do. Like, I didn't benefit directly. His family, like, this isn't just the average white person that didn't have a family that had slaves benefited. This dude's family ran
Built
a
wealth.
sugar plantation
built wealth.
and had 250 slaves. That's a lot. You know what I'm saying? And so, like,
And
yeah, bro,
enough of and there's no cognitive dissonance because like your mom told you.
she
look,
told you.
Hey, listen.
Hey, yo.
We own niggas.
Hey, before you go to Hollywood, somebody need to tell you.
Yeah, listen.
Your name got mud dirt on it, man. Your name is dirty, bro. Like, yeah.
Wow.
Miracle, you have something else to say about?
I was going to take it somewhere else, but I'm good now.
Oh my God.
I think I know where you was going, and I'm glad we on the same. No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
And I don't know where y'all are
I'm
going.
back.
Just know one of the twins united on the mental mind, man.
Listen.
Got you. Well,
Jesus Christ,
I guess,
man.
and I don't wanna-
This episode went a whole different.
I mean, he's trying to transition, and I mean, I think when you talk about,
I was going to say reparations always cracks me up because you know how like drug dealers always
I thought the
provide.
ADOS people don't believe that people in the island should get reparations.
We're not having that conversation today.
yeah, no,
You know how like they're always like investing in the community, like they do bad stuff, but then at the same time they're always like doing good stuff.
True.
Like, and it's always cracks me up because we see like all of these descendants of slaves and slave owners being like, oh, we don't know what to do. We don't know. But there's already a model. Just
it's
like,
a model.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did anybody see that episode of Family Guy where they get Rice Krispie treats as reparations because the family was poor? So
I did not see
baked
that.
all the black people Rice Krispie treats.
No, that's. I mean, but like you said, I think like if
something's
you're
better than nothing.
I mean, but again, I think like just like you said, here's his mom. Like his mom knew a reckoning was coming.
Yeah.
Like his mom knew, like, hey, we might have to answer in the future for how our family made our money. And like you said, once he becomes
That's so
a celebrity,
English of them. That's so English of them.
But it's like once he becomes a celebrity, he should have been more. For if there's any white people listening, if your family owned slaves,
most of our viewership is white.
I'm just saying, if your family owns slaves, be proactive about it. Like, and there's a whole conversation around, like white people looking at like wealth distribution and what that means and what that looks like, and that to me, that's healthy.
Yeah,
that's
like
a healthy conversation.
If you as a white person come to me and say my family owns slaves, I'm not looking at you differently.
100%.
It's like I know
Yeah.
you didn't own anybody.
Yeah,
like,
you didn't do it.
Probably the same age, you
Right,
know, give or
100%.
take, 10 years or whatever. But
Yeah.
like, I know you didn't have a role in that.
Right.
But I still want to have a conversation with you about what you plan to do in future.
And the reality is, I've had a few conversations like that with white people.
Have you really?
Yes, that have said, this is our past, my family's past, and these are the things that I'm working to do.
That's dope. I've never had
to
that
rectify that. I've had that conversation on a few levels, and again. So I'm appreciative.
Yes.
Of somebody who takes that initiative, where you don't have to be shamed into we don't have to now we're gonna be like wherever his next movie premiere. Now we got to show up. We got to show up like the guy, like the Will Smith producer.
I'm waiting for
with
this,
a picture of slaves.
I was like, please
We
don't.
got to show up with a picture of slaves to throw it on you on the red carpet to be like, yo, Benedict, what's up with your family, man?
Boycott
Like,
Benedict. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I went to an event one time and they had a reparational room and it was the most uncomfortable
Oh shit.
thing I've
Was
ever.
it when you were at the plantation?
I was just
or
about to
was it-
say, man, you beat me
First
to
of
it,
all,
bro. Beat me to it.
listen,
Well, apparently now
I'm still healing from that situation.
Well, apparently now Airbnb
Man, this is
has made the decision to say they're no longer renting any properties that were
can't live out your antebellum fantasies here.
yeah, they
no
were
antebellum cosplay
plantations.
here,
So
nigga.
yeah,
I just don't even understand what goes through your mind to not only search but click and reserve
Yeah.
a slave quarter to stay in.
and invite black people there.
No, they weren't even. Most of those Airbnbs weren't even for black people.
No, I'm just saying, like to the one that you were on, they reserved that and they invited black people to a plant. Like what is
That was
wrong
their
with you?
reparational undertaking, but it wasn't. It
Because y'all didn't have to pay for the
It
room.
wasn't a plantation. They called it a house, and I said, "What the." I said, every time you see this, there's a certain type
Was
of
it
tree.
the big house?
There's a certain type of tree that you see in the South, and you're like, I know black people were lynched here,
100%. Yeah, the
and I'm
lynching
like,
tree.
I see a bunch of these trees,
Are they weeping willows?
and
Is
they
that what
were.
they are?
I think that's a name. But think about it. They were like, you don't have to pay
and they
for.
were like, no, this is not like that.
They said you don't have to
had
pay
to
for your.
research.
They said you don't have to pay for your room
And you
or
sent
your
me
food, but you're gonna do some work.
Just sweep these floors. Do them dishes.
What I was saying
Fold the
was,
sheets.
Wow.
I went to a place and it was reparational, and so like none of the black people had to pay for stuff.
Oh yeah.
And
Recreational reparations.
and then like
I mean,
it
I
was,
like that.
It was very. I don't think that is necessary. It was weird.
It can get weird, yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
all the black people, like you don't have to pay for this. If you're like
You get like at
not
the head of the
black,
line,
but
like
still,
you eat first if it's like
Yeah.
a communal thing.
It's-
Black people get the biggest
like-
piece of chicken.
I was like, this is so weird.
Yeah,
and then
super weird.
if you're not black but also not white, then like you paid like 50%. It was like the
Interesting.
weirdest shit I've ever.
Super interesting.
And I was like, I don't think this is what reparations is supposed to be. It's supposed to be like changing of systems. It's supposed to be
100%.
Right, yeah,
like,
yeah.
addressing
Because it comes from the
actual
word
harm.
repair.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it comes
yeah.
from the word
Like-
repair.
Yeah.
Doing
100%.
teachings and admitting like your past faults. It's not like
Yeah. No, that's real.
this.
Well, speaking of names with dirt on them,
Oh God.
I am, the story that I'm most fascinated about that took place over this break was a Republican politician. Do we know if his name is George Santos, or is that is that a lie too? I mean, hey yo, bro,
right now we don't know.
This
Don't
dude,
know what this nigga's name
hey
is.
yo, you talk about scamming to the next level.
Yo, listen, this nigga scammed his way into office.
Hey, and then not only said, yo, I'm going in anyway.
Yeah.
He's getting sworn in right now.
I mean, he lied about this dude said my mom died as a result of 9/11.
16 years later.
15 years later. What is wrong? And was doing running commercials. In his commercial, he was like, my mom was in this tower and died as a result of 9/11. His mom died in 2016, bro.
Oh, wow.
What is this dude said his parents survived the Holocaust. His grandparents. And again, did commercials. My grandparents survived the Holocaust and communism and socialism. I know about this.
Then they say he wasn't even a Jewish person, right?
And then
he said, as an American Jew,
yes,
I take what's happening in the world very seriously.
he said out of his mouth, and
He claimed to be Jewish.
yes,
No, he
right,
said,
right. That's what he said afterwards.
He said, I'm
I'm not a
Jewish.
Jew.
No,
I'm Jew. I
said I was
Seinfeld.
no. He said I was Jewish. He said, "Oh, you missed. You didn't see the hyphen."
Yeah.
I didn't say I was Jewish. I said I was Jew.
I like bagels
You
with
know,
lox.
Kenya Barris is so happy right now. That's gonna be his next TV show.
Jewish.
He has blackish, brownish. He loves him a biracial story.
Man.
He is writing this right now.
And then apparently George Santos also tweeted that he was half black.
Oh.
No.
Yes.
He just wants to win gold in every struggle
Hey,
Olympics.
yo, he was. That's what
yo,
I'm saying. This
Yo,
man,
RDC World needs to pick
this
this one
man
up.
said,
bruv.
this man was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gay." He was married in 2019.
I mean, that really don't mean
That
much.
don't mean much.
We
Nobody knew.
But how do we find out he was gay? Because apparently he scammed an 18-year-old. An 18-year-old boy had this boy paying for his bills,
Hey, yo.
and then he stole his phone.
Yeah.
And then the boy was like, Dad, I can't do this. And his dad had to come save him.
It's crazy.
That was how we found out the one thing he wasn't lying about was being gay.
Hey, this man.
Wait, so hold on.
This man said, hold on. This man said he worked at Goldman Sachs and Citigroup. And this I almost called him the N-word. This man,
He may be a black.
he worked at a call center. Like this dude was like a telemarketer.
Hey, I worked at a call center for a little bit of time.
Okay, but did you say on your resume that you work for Goldman Sachs? This dude said he has several properties. Come to find out, he's like thousands of dollars behind in his own rent.
Damn.
And the whole shit was made up.
A whole country,
Everything.
is trying to investigate him for fraud and put him in jail.
Two countries.
Now,
though.
right, two countries, not just the whole.
Oh,
Brazil came back,
Yeah.
so he apparently trouble
this is
scammed people in Brazil.
Yeah.
This is where his mother and father are from. They're Brazilian. They're not Jewish. They're Brazilian. So he scammed some people in Brazil, and they couldn't find him. Well, they know where he at now. He in Washington D.C. And despite all that, the dude won't even resign. I mean,
They said,
I've
sir,
never
you've been accused of lies, and he said yes, but the Democrats lie every day.
Man,
Niggas lie every day, B. I'm
you
here.
can't come at me if I coming at them.
George said, "We in here, we ain't
oh
leaving."
my God, that's what he said.
He said, "Healthcare,
Yep.
job,
Yep.
pension, paycheck.
Yep.
I'm in here
Yeah.
until you drag me
He
out."
really
Until
is.
you-
He really is the American dream.
100%.
And the funny
really,
thing
the
is,
fuck is the American dream.
Yes.
And you know what? God damn it! When you look at it like that, great things are possible.
Yeah.
Make America great
I
again.
mean, he probably looked at Herschel Walker and said, if
If this nigga can do it,
I can do
I'm
it
about
too.
to tell me some lies up in here.
But-
At least I can speak coherently.
But the problem
in
is,
two languages.
nobody really, people did question
nobody
the story.
nobody questioned
But
it.
because a lot of it's very weird, a lot of Jewish people and a lot of Nazis fled
To
to like
America.
South and Latin America
Right.
after the
True.
World War,
True.
nobody was like really questioning his story too much.
Yeah.
Also because he was lighter skinned. Because if
Yes,
that was
yes.
a darker skinned person
100%
saying
right,
I'm Jewish,
Yeah.
we would have known his mama, his daddy, his
100%.
grandma, like all his lineage within 24 hours. And to me, this has been the funniest thing to
It's been
witness.
amazing.
Because every day, not only is there like a new lie, there's like a new
Yeah.
identity this man has like put out.
100%.
And there was another article was talking about he may have scammed his own fundraisers.
Yes.
And like taking money for fundraisers.
Yeah, he's like
Respect
under.
the jokes.
Yeah.
He
Respect the jokes, nigga.
Yeah, there was like $40,000 in flights all over the country. Supposedly, the place he was staying at, the campaign was paying that rent. That him and his
came up.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And it's it's funny. This is an article. It says why George Santos lies make him stand out in a party that lies. And that's what's fascinating. I mean, because like Trump issued in like, yo, just lie. Just lie to people
Why not?
to get what you want. And he, we found out that he was saying, oh, I couldn't turn in my taxes because I was being audited. That was a lie, because his taxes came out. He said he closed his foreign bank accounts. That was a lie. Nigga had a Chinese bank account while he was president. Like,
I was trying to cue it up. I was trying to cue it up before we got out of here.
was that must be the money? Must be the money. But I'm saying, like, he is like you said. I mean, this is where we are in America. Like, and particularly in politics, it's like just lie. If you keep saying, like, Trump said the same lie over and over and over again, and got enough people to believe it, and now he's running for president again.
They're trying to give me the virus.
Over lies. And so, like, of course he's gonna spawn, a scammer like, oh, okay, this is where I can make my money scamming. I could just be a politician. You know what I'm saying?
Truthfully, if you want to scam correctly, run a church or run for office. And it is what it is.
I mean, speaking of which, our brother pastor,
he said he was innocent.
he said he's innocent. He's legally blind.
He said he's innocent just because he got a Gucci suit, a Fendi chain, and a Ferrari doesn't mean he's scamming the church.
It was wild because they had a footage of, the GOP House leader talking about, like, when George Santos coming in, we'll have the largest Jewish, Republican Jewish caucus. Not so fast, sir.
Hey.
So he is facing a federal investigation, but I mean, so's Trump. So it's like,
At
this
this point, it's like a badge of honor.
Yeah, I mean, look,
like-
what was the white girl inventing Anna? He's gonna be fine if he does inventing Anna. Remember the white girl that she went and she scammed all the rich white people, took all their money, and then she went to prison, but she sold her story. Like she's a famous, it's a lineage of white scammers, like famous white scammers. And so
What was the Netflix scammer dude?
Right, the dude who was scamming the women. The Tinder swindler. The Tinder swindler. Right. So
With them wide ass hips.
So George Santos, even if he does have to resign or get some time, it's not going to be long, and he's going to sell his story. He's going to come out with a apology. It's going to be who's going to play
Lifetime movie about this is going to be
this might be
amazing.
this probably going to be on Netflix, just like Inventing Anna and Tinder Swindler and all those other scamming the dude that Catch Me If You Can. It's like white scammers get moved, like black scammers gets into prison. You know what I'm saying? That Brooklyn pastor going to jail. Like, he's going to be in prison.
What was the dude from Miami?
What was the dude from Miami?
African dude from Miami. He got like millions of dollars in the PP loan.
Oh, yeah. The African dude. Yeah. He was on Instagram.
I forgot about this.
Flexing. Yeah, he got time.
He got time.
He got real time. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
but the white scammers, like, so, sadly, George Santos will be fine. You know what I'm saying?
Lifetime is going to make so much. I don't know if you ever watch Lifetime movies, but between the Megan, the Stallion, Tory Lane's trial, Andrew Tate situation.
I forgot.
This
mad movie's about to come out.
Seriously.
Who's small enough to play Tory Lanez? Who's short enough?
Webster.
Emmanuel Lewis. That's going to be his comeback. Emmanuel Lewis going to come back. Playing Tory.
Scammer, his dad was apparently scamming in Kenya.
Were you one of them people, Miracle, that was tweeting like, they was like, Kevin Samuels died, Tory Lanez in jail, Andrew Tate got arrested, R. Kelly got put behind bars.
I mean, y'all called me a man hater, and so I said, let the black men live.
Let the black,
because it was a struggle.
The weakest
they
links
got what
are
they
always
deserve.
break.
Yeah, they got what they deserve.
And Andrew Tate was like, I'm black. I saw.
Lord. Well, now you're definitely going to jail now. You know what I'm saying?
I think his dad's black and his mom's white.
Yeah, he's mixed. Yeah,
and he was going after Meghan Markle, and then he was like, she's whiter than I am, and I was like, God.
Yeah. He's like, if she fries chicken and it has taste, then she ain't white.
Yeah.
So he was going. So I was like, it's been a very interesting. Outside of the deaths,
outside of the deaths,
it's been a very
rest in peace, Pele.
Pele, when you talk about an athlete, man, a giant.
I just remember Pele.
Pele passed, man.
2023 came in.
Not playing. I think he passed before.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah, I think he passed
God
before.
bless
like
it,
right there.
Yeah, right there. But I mean, I think it has been a lot. I mean, and we were off, so just catching up. Yeah, I mean, like
let's
toxic brothers might. Hey, you know what? I would say to toxic brothers.
Detox.
I would say
detox in 2023.
Shoot Miracle a DM.
No, do not. No,
and
do not. I don't want to talk to none of y'all.
She'll take you to brunch and introduce you to some therapy.
That is not my ministry. You can hit up Jasiri
Brunch
and
with a black man. I
Trouble.
thought brunch with a black man.
No, I reach out to the people I interview. I don't try to go find the toxic brothers.
Got you.
I believe brothers should save themselves.
Save yourself.
Go watch the original shout to Dave and Bakari, brothers saving themselves.
Yes. Yeah.
Do that.
But absolutely, like brunch with a black man. I know the last episode came out Saturday with Dave Bracey. That was hot. But yeah, I mean, brothers get therapy. It's 2023. Like, it's okay to get some therapy, to get some help and support. Like, don't hold on to all that toxicity. Don't release it out to other people.
Let it go.
Look where it leads you, right? These brothers in jail. Like, look at where they lead you.
Shout out to Wallow for his podcast and telling black men how to find love and be happy.
Hey, and I know this ain't This Week in White Supremacy, but what's going on down there in Atlanta, Miracle? Like,
First of all, let's be clear.
These brothers are telling.
We don't know if they telling,
hey,
right?
Yo.
All we know,
Miracle.
Free the guy.
Free the guys. But
Miracle.
Georgia does that. Georgia, that is a very routine.
Dude said he founded the gang and was telling.
Listen, all I'm going to say is until the trial, we don't know what people
we don't know
did or did not say.
Damn.
But
I mean, we did see the video of that, though.
It is very routine in Georgia for people to serve 1, 2, and 3 years and be on probation for 15, 20 years. Like, it is, Georgia, you come on vacation, you leave on probation. Like, Georgia will put you. Like,
hopefully, she'll get like Lindsay and some of them politicians. You know what I'm saying? Like,
possibly, but like, even I think most of the murders. The guy who said he committed the murder, they offered him 15 years. So, like, I don't think that
cool.
too much stuff is happening. I think they just want to win. They want to stack those charges.
Yeah.
Take all. I get on my conspiracy theory. Young Thug bought like all that land in Atlanta.
All that land,
I think they just want the land back. I think they just want. They can seize the property, the money, the jewels, and the stuff. I think they just want the money back, and they're gonna call it a day. Because I don't think Young Thug gets convicted in Atlanta. Gunna probably does. Young Thug, no.
Yeah.
Lucci 50-50, but nah. So
yeah, I just that was just one of the
streets are still hot. I'm trying to listen.
Yeah, it's hot. It's hot.
The streets are hot.
And I think like when you said Wallow, it made me think about how he's been adamant about like, look, man, like. That's why, if you don't have to participate in street stuff, just live a regular life. You know what I'm saying? And, we have a program, I guess we're in announcements. We keep us safe, that we're encouraging folks to come to talk about how like we as a community can create safe spaces and safe content for our community outside of, police participation, like we keeping ourselves safe.
Yeah.
So if folks are interested in that, it is next Monday.
Yes.
January 9th, 6 p.m., right here at One Hood. Come through, and hopefully we'll be able to participate. Now, I think that's our. Do we have any other announcements?
We do. By the time this airs, the most Black women you've ever seen in Congress will have been sworn in. This will be one of the most diverse congressional houses that's ever housed. Today and then yesterday. Also, shout out to Latasha. Actually, no, right now. Latasha and everybody being sworn in today. So, congratulations.
Joanna McClain is being sworn in. McClinton is being sworn in as well.
So all these people, a lot of history happening. So hopefully some good legislation. Yeah. And also shout out to George, for being the first biracial Jewish person.
Black liar.
Scammer. Yeah, to be elected to the House of Congress representing New York on the federal level.
Scammers, you know what I'm saying?
So shout out to him. Scammers win sometimes.
And then do you want to talk about our book, Miracle?
Oh, we can.
Yeah, All White Pages this week, since we were on a sports topic, the great Jemele Hill.
She wrote a book called, Uphill, which is like the story, of her life. She did leave ESPN.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. She was kind of like pushed out because of, she was really one of the first national people to call Trump out on his white supremacy, and really kind of got pushed out of ESPN because of it.
And talked about like race and racism in sports. So this is her memoir called Uphill. It's a really good book. If you don't like to read, it's also on ebooks, so you can get like an ebook as well, audiobook. So that is our White Pages.
She has a podcast as well that's pretty dope. Anything else? Any final comments, words? We didn't get to
our concert.
Yeah, we didn't get to our hip hop concert that took place in the suburbs. Is this the future? Is this the future of rap music?
Hip hop is going the way that jazz did. Jazz and rock and roll.
That was not Nelly. This is not 50 Cent.
Shout to the Suburban cover band.
So, what we didn't hear? Like,
no N-word?
Yes, when the N-word comes up. That's not DMX. So, for those that don't know, this was a suburban party that went viral on TikTok. This is a white cover band covering
hip-hop music. But it was billed as a hip-hop festival.
Yes. I think the worst one was the Back That Thing Up when that was a horrible
I don't even want to scrub
rendition of... So then it's a question of, I don't know if there's like, can people... because we don't know about it. If they set up some speakers and just start playing... a house band. Why not get a DJ?
I have always
play the
said
actual music.
Most non-Black places is where I have found the most hip hop music. Yeah, the most like unfiltered. Like you just walk in, and then once they realize you're there, they start playing country music, so you leave. But like most
fascinating, yeah.
You'd be like, what is happening?
When you walked in, it was like,
like she doesn't belong here.
But I wonder, why. Is it more palatable, I guess, for them to have a white person perform?
Well, you know the answer to that.
Just get a DJ. No. Like, he can play clean versions of these songs, and then you can have the same effect. Why does a white cover band have to do that?
Too much seasoning.
But that, for all the people who look like famous folks, this shows that they can have a career doing cover bands.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Because didn't we have like a Michael Jackson cover band for Juneteenth? Not we as in One Hood, but wasn't that one of the people who were performing at Juneteenth last year?
I don't think so.
About that. Yeah, I don't know.
Like a Michael
there
Jackson
was a Michael
band.
Jackson impersonator when I went to Jamaica. He was dope though. He was lip syncing. Thankfully,
I had one. We hired one for because my family we do big functions.
Yeah,
we hired one and he was high.
Oh wow. So last
it was horrible. He
was doing his spins.
To the pool.
Oh God, Lord have mercy. Yeah, Michael has too many complex dance moves to be high. Do we have time to talk about a white woman on Twitter who listed her 2022 stats?
Oh man,
Alia girl. She said she went outside 222 times. She said she pooped 194 times. She said she socialized 165 times. She said she had sex 63 times. And she said she showered 37 times.
Bro, that's
But you know what?
10%.
In 2022.
Let me ride for my
Not
girl.
in January of 2022.
Let me ride for my
30?
girl.
Wait, how do you have sex 60
Maybe-
every other time?
Maybe she like counted like the full shower, like turning on the faucet, standing under the shower. But then maybe she did like a little like freshen up the other days, right? And so she didn't consider that like a shower.
Hold on, Miracle. Does that freshening up include water and soap underneath something?
Yeah.
Or is
I
she
saw
doing
the
like the whole bath?
I'm
is she
gonna try
like
to
in the
fight for
sink?
her.
No, she responded in the tweet saying that if she showered daily, she thought that damaged her
Her skin.
Yes,
But there's a
and
thing,
made her
shower, like showering and cleaning your body.
Miracle. She said, "I try not to disturb." And you're doing a great job not disturbing my natural skin microbiome. I don't even know if I'm microbiome too much. If I shower too often, I seem to stink more. I regularly use a bidet and spot wash my
spot
armpits
wash.
and genital. But that's like the bird bath. That's not a real.
But at least it's a little bit
She just do
better.
her pits, and then what are you
But I'm
standing in front of a
saying-
sink?
but that's a
with
least- but that's better than nothing.
But does she have a washcloth, Miracle? Probably
I don't
not.
know. She said she spot cleans.
Well, how do you do? Was she? Is this just tossing?
Like when I
Did she take a bath?
like my shower is like 30 minutes, but I feel like I do like a quick shower. It's like 15 minutes. Not really like a shower. It's like a wash off. You know what I
37
mean?
showers.
So like
37 showers for the year.
maybe she took a couple baths.
It's
Maybe,
wild.
Maybe she does weekly like little soak in the bath. She didn't
But
count
Miracle,
that.
if she did that, her microbiomes would
it's
be
just-
disturbed, and she would stink more. How do you determine that? Like, did she?
Because traditionally after you
Who
have
is telling
intercourse,
her
you're supposed
she
to clean
doesn't
yourself.
stink? Man, did you see that?
Apparently,
thing?
that nigga that hit 67 times.
Oh shit! No, you're good. You don't got to shower today.
I mean, did you see that
It's
thing
all extra
where the guy
flavorful
was
today.
using all the cologne? Did you see the
I like
video?
it savory.
The video that went viral where the guy.
It smell wild in here.
No, if she hears it smells wild, she's gonna take less showers. Oh, I stink.
Oh, you like that?
Oh, I
You
stink.
like that?
That means I gotta take less showers. How do you do the math on that? If I shower more, I smell worse.
I don't get it.
How
I
do
mean,
you-
there
how do you
are
do the math?
There are wipes. There are bath products. There
Yeah,
are
lotions.
scentless- There are scentless bath products that you can also take because maybe if you feel like you're having a negative reaction, maybe you're using like the wrong formula for your body.
Her skin microbiome.
Like, for all those who don't know, think about a sloth, right? Sloths have microbiomes on them that grow algae that are houses for bacteria and bugs. So the sloth, because it moves very slow, hangs out on this branch and grows the shit. And they can eat the stuff off of its own body. That's how a sloth sustains itself. So think about that on a human being.
That is crazy.
That's literally how that works.
I wonder, like,
science.
what,
my nigga,
like-
science.
Like, is it like, like what level of sex do you have to do to require a shower? Like, is it? I mean, like, that wasn't shower worthy this time. I mean, I don't. That's just. I don't get. I'm lost. It's insane.
Man, like, that's,
37
And there
showers.
are organic soaps. I know a lot of people don't like to use like stuff with chemicals, but there are like organic soaps that you can use. There are all types of
Hey,
things.
yo.
But that's also the rage right now. A lot of
The no
privileged
shower
people,
movement? Yeah,
a lot of privileged people are now pushing this no shower thing, and that's different from
That is
people
wild.
who are too poor to have running water, too poor to have access
is
to baths.
wild.
That's a totally different conversation. These are people who choose not
what
to
is
bathe.
Phenibut?
What?
She said she took Phenibut 21 times. PHENIBUT.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
what that
probably
is.
Google probably tell you
I
that.
don't want to know.
Yeah.
She escorted 6 times.
Hey, yo, yeah.
This is too much.
Yeah.
And she
And then hey, bro, she danced 64 times. It's like, do you sweat when you dance? I don't get this. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know, yeah. Look,
it's a drug.
Hey.
That means there's a market for stinky.
Yeah.
Yo, what's wrong with these people, man?
Yeah, I don't.
Wash your ass.
So
man.
I would say, you know, I would rather, you know.
Okay, I didn't know that.
But she only took it 60 times.
Hey,
she's taking it recreationally.
Hey, check this out. Like, you know, go ahead and
It's like a tranquilizer.
go ahead and disturb that natural skin with some soap and a washcloth. I
come
mean,
on,
just go ahead and disturb it.
How do you
know
not
what I'm saying?
have leprosy? Like some old world virus or some shit,
Hey,
man.
yo.
Like, that's the reason we can't come outside no more, because people like this and their microbiome.
If I showered that often, this
You'd be clean.
was a black person. A black person said 37 showers is so insane to me. I shower twice a day and many days 3 times in the summer.
Absolutely.
Or just because I may have been running around. You stink. You have to. She said, if I showered that often, I would stink. No, you stink now. You know how when you like, you don't smell yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever walk into somebody's house and be like, what is going on in here? But they don't
even
smell
notice,
it.
yeah.
Because they're like in their own filth. It's like, you stink.
like,
Yeah, so.
I hate Earth, man. Yo,
Yeah.
Yo, listen, Moses,
You take that
get
personally?
the ark ready. Yes, I'm taking that personally.
So
Man.
we already did our, now I'm sorry.
Yeah, listen, real fast before we wrap up. Yo, more life to my bitch ass brother Butch.
I'm about to
today's
say,
his birthday?
Yeah, today's his birthday,
Oh,
man.
shout out to
On the
Butch.
3rd of January.
Shout out
Happy
to Butch.
birthday, man.
Yeah.
I hope you kick your toe off something real hard today, man.
Yeah.
Bitch ass nigga.
Oh, wow.
He just said, I love you. That's so sweet.
Yeah, and you know, definitely like I would say start the year off clean, you know, with a clean
man,
because it's like a
literally.
clean slate.
Literally, man.
You don't clean on the first year.
Clean your body as well. You know
She
what I'm
might need
saying?
to take a bleach
Just a little
bath.
straightening.
Yeah, a little straightening.
Hazmat suit.
A little straightening. And you know, again, prayers up to our brother Demar. Our call to action.
Donate to his charity.
Yeah, Demar has a GoFundMe. He was
yeah.
raising money for needy families in McKees Rocks, I believe that's what it was for. So he has a GoFundMe. I think it went over 3 million. I think I heard somebody said, but hey, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it rose over $3 million last night. So
that's great.
Yeah, that's great.
So I would definitely say, like, you know, it was for toys for children in his community. And you know, McKees Rocks is a community in need. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man.
And
Are they ever?
Definitely. And so I would say, you know, give to his charity. Shout out to all the great work he's doing. Let's keep him in our prayers that he pulls through with a speedy recovery. And with that being said, until next week, y'all, peace. One hood. We talk about a hip-hop icon. We talk about hip-hop legend. Can we give a Pittsburgh welcome and reception to the icon, the legendary, Port Arthur, Texas own, Bombio!